What's good, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chrissy. Today I wanted to do a story time for you guys about my recent visit to the hospital. So today is April 3rd. I got admitted into the hospital March 9th. The reason why I was in the hospital in the first place was because a few weeks prior to me going to the hospital, I was having all of these pains in my stomach, and I really thought something was wrong with me. So I thought, in my head I was constipated, because that's what, every time I said like, oh, my stomach hurt, I can't, go to the bathroom. Sorry for the TMI, but I can't go to the bathroom. People are saying, oh, well, you're probably just constipated. Drink some prune juice. I went to the hospital March 9th at around like 5 o'clock, 5:30ish, and I basically told him, like, I've been having stomach pains all throughout my stomach, and I've been having this sharp pain in my pelvic area, like on my right side in my pelvic area, and it hurts so bad. And like I literally can't pick, like I can't bend over, I can't pick anything up. Like it hurts. It's like I can't handle it anymore. Like, and I've been having this pain consistently for like a couple weeks now. Like I've been having pain for a long time. And the doctor immediately said, well, it could be appendicitis. And I was like, what? Like, I was told your appendix was on your left side. And he was like, no, your appendix is on your right side. I was like, okay. So now I'm shook, because when he said it, they were like, oh, well, usually with that, like, they will go in and take it out. So I'm like, I don't want to get surgery. I'm not the type of person that likes surgery. I don't think anybody really likes surgery, but well, no, there's a few people that like surgery. I personally, I don't like surgery. I don't want to ever get surgery. It's the scariest thing in my life. I feel like I'm signing my life away. So yeah, so he said that, and they were like, we're going to do an ultrasound on you, and we're going to do a CAT scan on you. So I was like, okay, cool. So they took me to do the ultrasound. I was asking the guy when I was doing the ultrasound, like, hey, like, is it because like I might be pregnant or something? During the ultrasound, he's like, oh, I can't tell you. The doctor will talk to you. So I'm like, like, why can't you just tell me already? We go, and I'm in the in my room waiting, and they're like, okay, it's time to take you for a CAT scan. So they take me for the CAT scan, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I've had a CAT scan before for my leg, for when I broke it, years ago. So I like, get in a CAT scan, no problem, right? So they're like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this dye, and we're gonna shoot it through your IV, because every time you go to the hospital, and you're like kept, they put an IV in you and give you fluids. So they put an IV in me, of course, and the lady was like, we're gonna push this we're gonna push this medicine into your IV, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna make you feel hot. That's what she said. It's gonna make you feel really hot from your head to your toe. Like, it's gonna start at your head and it's gonna flow to your toe. If you've had your appendix removed, you know what I'm talking about. Well, what it did for me personally, it made me feel like I was about to die. Like, literally, I was about to, like, I felt like I could still like picture it, and it's so scary. Sorry if you hear my kids in the background. They in their room probably arguing about whatever. So they shoot the dye in my system. I start feeling this crazy pressure in my head, and it felt like my face is just getting real tight, and so like I feel like I'm being choked, like I just can't breathe. So I'm literally trying to get like my hands to go like kind of wave to them, like, stop whatever they doing, like stop taking the pictures, because nobody's in the room with me. They go in the back room and they do what they do on the computer, and I guess press the whatever. So during the CAT scan, it's this thing, it's a machine, it takes you in and it says like, please now hold your breath, or whatever, for the whatever. I could not hold my breath. I tried, and I just started throwing up all over myself. Like, I could not breathe. Like, I felt like like everything was just like closing in on me. Like, I literally was over here trying my hardest to raise my hands to get them to come back in the room and help me, because I could not breathe. So I'm just like, and I'm upside down a little bit, so that didn't help me throwing up and all this stuff in my head. Like it was too much. So they stopped it. They said they got a good picture. Then they decided that they're gonna like label it as I'm allergic to it. And I was like, that's fine with me. So the second time they did it, they gave me all these medications before I went into it to prevent it from happening how it did before. I hope I said that right. And it made me feel a lot better. Like I didn't feel all the pressure, and the lady stayed with me the whole time. After they did the CAT scan, they said that I wasn't gonna be able to go home because honestly I was getting frustrated because they were taking too long to do the CAT scan in between the ultrasound. They took too long, and it was like almost 12 o'clock, and my anniversary was March 10th. So I didn't want to be spending my anniversary in the hospital, and so I ended up spending it in the hospital anyway because it just is what it is. Like I couldn't get out the hospital. So they're like, I told them, I was like, you know what, I got kids at home, like I need to get home to my kids, and I really don't want to be here if I don't need to. Like I feel like y'all not even worried about me. Y'all not asking me. Like everyone keeps going and I'm still here. Like what is going on? So finally the ER doctor, she comes in and she's like, you can leave right now, but what we're thinking that it is appendicitis and that you have inflammation in there. So I'm like, what? Like, she's like, yeah, you have inflammation. So I'm like, okay, what does that mean? So what's gonna happen? Like, do y'all just give me a pill, and the inflammation go away after the the pill? And she was like, no, if you leave right now, then you can possibly, die from it, like, because you're not taking care of yourself, and you might need surgery. So I'm just at this point when she said surgery, I'm just like, oh, like damn, I'm stressed out. I'm all in my head about it. Like, oh, I'm gonna need surgery. And my husband, of course, he was there with me the whole time. Well, not the whole time. He met me there because I went by myself. And so he came to the hospital when he found out that I was going to be there for a while. And he sat with me the whole time. And my brother was watching the kids. And so so after the doctor told me that, she left and I stayed. And then another doctor came. No, the surgeon came. The surgeon came. Sorry if I'm all over the place too. Like, this happened weeks ago and I'm trying to remember everything. But yeah, just bear with me, okay? So the surgeon came, or one of the surgeons, because I had two surgeons. One of the surgeons came and he basically told me that they're gonna have to do surgery. And then he came back and told me again that they're gonna give it to the GI doctors. I forgot what the actual name is, but it has to do with like bowel movements, like gas something. I don't know. I call them the GI doctors because that's what they call them. They said they were going to pass it to them and see if they wanted to do some work on it. And if they didn't feel comfortable, then they were going to pass it back to the surgeon. So the whole time I was in the hospital, basically they were trying to figure out what to do with me. That's basically what it was. So after I did the CAT scan or whatever, and he spoke to me, they sent me up, and they gave me my not my own room, but they sent me up to a room, and that's where I was for the rest of the time I was in the hospital. They were going back and forth, trying to figure out what my situation was, because they couldn't tell for real, and they didn't want to operate or go in on me if they didn't have to. So the surgeons kept going back and forth trying to figure out if they should open me up or if they should just let the GI doctors handle it, because it might have to do with gas and me not using the bathroom, because I kept telling them I haven't gone. So the GI doctors basically told me that if they go in and do their examination, it can possibly make it worse, and I would need an emergency C-section. Did I just say C-section? I would need an emergency surgery. Sorry, I would need an emergency surgery. So they ended up saying they didn't want to do it because it didn't seem like something I needed. So that Wednesday night that they finally came and saw me, I went I was trying to go to bed and I couldn't. I was crying. Like, I was in so much pain that night that I went like asking them. I was pressing the button a million times. I didn't want to be annoying, but I was pressing it like I really need something like now. And so they came back and they gave me this pill. And they gave me the pill. I took the pill and they're like, yeah, it's gonna take like an hour to kick in. I'm like, in my head, because I didn't say this to them because I actually like this nurse, but it was just like, why did you give me this? Like, if you know I'm about to, if I'm in pain right now, and I'm telling you, like, I really, like, I'm literally crying, and I don't cry in front of people. Like, I'm literally crying to tell you I'm in pain, and you just give me a pill that's not gonna activate until an hour later. Like, that's dumb. So, so she gave me the pill. I took the pill, and then I asked for a heating pad for my stomach because I felt like if I had a heating pad, I could at least hold it or it just make it feel a little better. Which it did. It helped a little bit, but even with that, they brought the heating pad after I fell asleep, so that didn't come as soon as possible, which was annoying. But anyway, all that to say, my surgeon came and spoke to us. He basically explained everything that he was going to be doing in the surgery the next day, which was going to be Thursday. So one of the doctors, they brought me, or residents, they brought me a paper to fill out, to sign, consenting to the surgery. So once I signed that paper, it was like not even an hour went by and I was already downstairs getting prepped. That day, Thursday, they shut down the hospital from kids coming. So no kid 9 or younger could come into the hospital. And it pissed me off because my kids was coming every day to see me with my husband. And the day I was gonna get surgery, you tell me he can't come and see me. Like, he's literally here in the building, but he can't come upstairs to see me. And I'm already scared because I don't want to get surgery, and now I have to get surgery without seeing my husband. Like, he can't come and say anything to me. So I literally was crying. Like, I couldn't handle myself. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to just go about my surgery and know that everything's gonna be okay if I can't even see my husband? So my surgeon, he came and he saw me crying. He's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, well, my husband can't come up to see me and whatever. So he was like, you know what? I'll have one of my residents go down and watch the kids for you so he could come up. So I was like, thank you so much. And then he came right back and he was like, you know what? I'm going to go downstairs and watch your kids and I'll have him come up. So I was like, what? Like, like, yes, it made me feel so much good. So much relief came from my body. I was just so happy that he was going to be there. So he finally came up and, we took this picture that I'm going to insert somewhere on here. And, yeah, after that, I went and he said, like, we spoke, kissed, hugged, and whatever. And then I went and they put me in this room. Then all of a sudden, they told me to, like, breathe into this mask. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm over here inhaling, like, deep. Like, I'm trying to, like, really suck it in. I don't know why. You just watch TV. And you see it on TV, so I was just really inhaling, and I just remember them having a conversation, and then the next second, I just remember waking up. Like, I don't even remember nothing else after that. Like, I remember waking up, and I remember seeing my husband walking towards me. Like, he came right on time. Like, literally, as I'm opening my eyes, he's, like, walking towards me to my bed. So, what they said afterwards was that my appendix burst 2 weeks or even more than that prior to me coming in. Then he said that it also, as it burst, it made a big infection in my body right there. So that was the pain that I was feeling. And it also, like, infected a little bit of my intestines. So they had to cut out a piece of my intestines and take out what am I trying to say? They had to take out the appendix. So that 40-minute surgery turned into a 2-hour surgery. And I came out fine. Like, I can move around now. Like, I have no issue. I take regular showers. The only thing I can't do is I can't exercise right now. But everything else, like, I'm kind of okay to do. And yeah, so that's really it. I had my appendix taken out. It caused this big infection in my body to where I could have lost my life over it, not even knowing. But just shout out to everyone who was encouraging me to go to the hospital, because honestly I wasn't gonna go. yeah, that kind of wraps it up for the story. I want to show you guys my stomach real quick. This is my stomach right now. It has glue on it, so that's why it's dark. They went in right here. They went in right here. They went in, or they had a drainage right here, and then they had another one. They went in right here. So this is my stomach right now. But yeah, that's really about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it wasn't too long. I'm gonna try to shorten it up as much as I can. But yeah, that's about it. See you guys in my next video.